Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Talk with the Titans, live from London, UK, all the way to the US of A and worldwide. I'm your host, Kalam L, and this is Talk with the Titans. Tonight's show, oh my gosh, you know what, yeah. I'm going to do a discussion show. I'm going to keep it open mic. I'm going to chill today. I'm chilling today, chess gang, all sorts. I'm going to chill. So I'm going to invite everybody in. Everybody share the link and let's get it in. Let's get it on and popping. I'm drinking some water. So I'm waiting for you guys to come in, okay? So share the link with your friends. I know we're starting a bit late. I apologize, but let's get it on, man. Let's get it on. So joining me today so far, you know what? If you guys want to join the actual panel as well, the link is literally in the description box. Let me quickly go and check the description box. It says it right there. Join discussion. Literally join discussion, and you can be in right now. Jeez, man, like balance, extremely balanced TV, Pentecostal Ministries. I see you guys have been in here for a minute still, and of course, I've got my brother Pio here with me as well. So Pio, what's good, King Jonah? Higher. Yeah, and Sarah, trust me, if you guys want to join the panel, please hit the link down below. I'm hoping for this show to last only for an hour, okay? Only for an hour. So Pio, come true, come true. I know you're there from Germany, Hamburg, I believe. Looks like you're in Amsterdam, to be honest, right about now.
Yes, I'm from Hamburg, and I'm enjoying your show every time, and yeah, I'm curious what will happen, and I'm hoping to people join in, and I'm well, and I hope you too.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. So, as it's just us right now, again, everybody, if you want to join in, if you just check the description box, we have the Hangouts link, okay? It literally says join discussion. Let me actually share my screen with you guys. Let's see if I can share it. All right, I'm going to share my screen. Ready? So literally right here, you go to there. There we go. It's join discussion. Join discussion. That's all you got to do is click onto that and join discussion. Okay. And of course, hit the like button as well. Hit the like button, babes. Hit the like button. What's good? I've got my brother from Birmingham in the building. What's good, man? Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What are you saying, Ak? You alright?
I'm here, man. I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good right about now. I want to do a quick show. I said to myself, I can't not do a show. I can't not do a show on a Wednesday. This is like, if I don't do a show on a Wednesday or do something on the Wednesday, it feels like something was wrong. So I thought, let me just do something, give back to the family. Anything that you guys want to discuss, to be honest with you, if you want to discuss something, just bring it up and let's chop it up.
What do you think about the events in Sierra Leone? And do you feel like when these type of things happen that the Muslims exclude certain countries due to their color?
Hmm.
Because I feel
That's
like
a
there's
very
been enough light shed on what's happening in Sierra Leone from the Muslims, and that's a problem from me.
that is it's a very good question. Unfortunately for me, I've been out of the loop. I've literally been out of the loop from social media, from actual from just news events, full stop. If you correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as I'm aware, there's been a mudslide that has actually taken the life of quite a lot of people in Sierra Leone.
It counts up to 3,000 now.
3,000.
Yeah, now it counts up to 6,000.
Crazy. Like, I've been off social media for a minute now. Again, please, I've been off social media a little while and off TV. I've been doing my little fasting from these things for a hot minute now, and it's shocking that I haven't had enough influx of people messaging me or letting me know that this is actually going on, because that's 3,000 people. There's usually, when there is let's say a terror attack, killing, let's say 8 people, 9 people, 19 people, the
Yeah.
whole world about this. It's going around, it's circulating, there's WhatsApp groups, there is Instagram posts, there's everything letting us know about these things. But when it comes to supposed third world countries or Africa or whatever the case is, there isn't so much of a highlight about it. Different communities that are really interested in what's going on politically everywhere else and with these disasters, we don't actually get to hear enough. And I wonder, what is it? What is causing us to not know and be
I know
aware
what
of the?
I know what it is.
Tell us, brother.
In my opinion, it's racism. It's simple. Because Sierra Leone, yeah, is 70% Muslims. It's majority Muslims there. So if that happened in Pakistan or Syria or an Arab nation, it would have been going crazy. You would have had collections. You would have had all over the media on the Islamic channels. But because it's Africans in Sierra Leone, nothing, silence.
It's true. It's true. I'm gonna play. You know, I haven't got no fault with that, but I'm gonna try to play a devil's advocate.
Yeah.
I'm trying to play devil's advocate right now, where although I'm in agreement with you, to a certain degree, but could it possibly be that as many Sierra Leonean people over here in the UK that actually have an influence to cause the attention to the rest of the Ummah, rest of the Muslim community, and to the rest of the world? Could that be the issue? Could that be the real issue?
Maybe.
For example, we have a high number of Nigerians, we have a high number of Ghanaians over here. We even have a good number of people from the Ivory Coast and other regions as well over here in the UK. That community is very much so vibrant. But Sierra Leone, much of a community over here. Is that one of the reasons? I'm playing devil's advocate.
It could
I know
be.
that's a stretch, but let me know.
It could be, but Islamically, that's not how it's supposed to be. We're supposed to be one ummah. We're all supposed to help each other. If you know the hadith when it says if one part of the ummah is hurting, then it's like a whole body. The whole thing hurts. So that's how the Muslims should be. But it's like it's double standards when that happens in African nations.
People from the Ivory Coast and other regions as well.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, Dow Digital. I know you're about, man. Talk to us.
What's Jangalangi, my brothers? Were you good? Wait a
So,
second.
All good, King. All good.
Can you hear me? Man's here.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good,
Talk to us.
What's happening, Kalam? You good?
I'm all good, man. I'm hearing what you got to say, G.
Man, you put up another live stream. I've been hearing on the grapevine that you've been wanting me to come on the show. Last couple of times you've done up the show or whatever. I have no idea what's going on, although I suspect I might know what's going on regarding certain things that manifested at the park a few weeks ago and a certain video getting taken down, etc. You know, but I'm not really here to talk about that, to be honest with you. You know, we had that private conversation on the phone, and I told you that, you know, bottom line is a man's personal life is his personal life and should not be dragged through the park like that, or a video made like that. And it's sad what happened to content over everything as well, because, you know, he's my brother, innit? We both sort of came to the park at the same time. We've got a friendly kind of rivalry. And I said to him as well, I go, look, if your channel does get taken down, I'm an advocate to get it back up. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, what are we talking about today, Kalam? What's going on?
You know what? Yeah, we're doing a free-for-all discussion, so we can talk about anything you like.
For real?
I'm gonna hand it over to you guys to just, you guys can just talk away.
bro, let me ask you a question. Yeah, you know when you say that the brother Paul, his personal life shouldn't be dragged through the speaker's corner, but he made it public. He bought his.
Look, hold on. When did he make it public? What you know? Why do you? Because basically, look, I go to the corner, yeah.
I mean, when did he make it?
Going there for 4
Said it
months.
in video. Said I'm a gay, non-practicing Muslim. I'm a non-practicing homosexual Muslim. That's what he said. He made it
He
public.
said that in a video, but he didn't make a video specifically about that, did he?
Yeah, but he's made it common knowledge to the whole park.
No. Wait a minute. Look, bro,
He's
hold on. I think you're jumping the gun a bit here, bro. Listen.
Go on.
First of all, right? Some kids came into the park who we've never seen before and never seen since.
That was
So
after.
All right. So what incident are you referring to exactly?
He originally he was in the video with in a video with Rasbet and a few other brothers, and he says I'm a non-practicing homosexual.
Yeah, that video itself before
that was way
let
before.
me give you the background, because I was there. Was you there, brother? Was you at the park when this happened?
When what happened?
When the event you're talking about, was you at the park when this event happened? Because I was there.
What's that got to do with the guys doing 2 weeks after coming and questioning him?
No. Just talking about even before that. The Raspet video was one of the videos. There was a video before that as well. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Now this video, you know how it all started off? Some brothers we never seen before. Listen,
Common knowledge.
Some brothers we never seen before.
The homosexual.
Sorry, go on.
No one asked him for that information. He took
No,
it
no,
on
no, no,
himself.
no, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
How am I wrong?
You're wrong. You're wrong. You're blatantly wrong. You're misinformed. I'm afraid
So
to say you're
somebody come up to him and said,
you're
"You're a
quite badly
I know you're a
misinformed, man.
homosexual."
Let me break it down for you. Let me break it down
Go
for
on.
you. Yeah, as a Muslim brother to another Muslim brother, I'll break it down to you so we don't get things confused. Yeah. Okay.
No problem.
Right. Inshallah. Okay. So there was an incident where some brothers who we'd never seen before came into the park and they started saying something against Paul. And this is what they said. They said, you can't be a Muslim and be gay. And Paul said, hold on a second, yeah? I'm not giving in to the temptations. I'm very vigilant against myself. Besides, it's my personal life. You have no right to drag it through the park. And then he started to talk about it because they were challenging him and questioning him.
So what I'm saying to you,
Paul felt
how
threatened.
did they know
He
was
didn't listen, bro. Listen. Your claim was that he raised the issue. He didn't raise the issue.
No, listen. How did they know that he was a homosexual?
Bro, that's irrelevant.
How's that irrelevant, bro?
I tell you why it's irrelevant.
Point.
I'll tell you why it's irrelevant. I'll tell you
Why?
why it's irrelevant.
Go
I'll
on.
tell you why, yeah?
Why?
Because first of all, he doesn't ever talk about the fact that he's got same. You know, I want to call him a homosexual. I call him, you know, because he doesn't give in. Homosexual assumes that you have a boyfriend, you do your boyfriend.
He called himself
whatever they
that.
do, yeah. But listen, let me explain to you. Hold on, let me explain to you,
Yeah.
bro. Listen, let me explain to you. Because I know the angle you're coming from, bro. Listen to me, yeah. Believe me, because my channel's got that show with him called the Paul Williams Show.
Yeah.
I get questioned. The same rhetoric you're coming with, I've heard it all before. But you should really, if you really want to know, then you should really let me speak and tell you what I know. Yeah.
All right then.
I'll tell you why it's irrelevant.
Go
So
on.
if you're truly willing to listen, truly willing to understand,
I'm
yeah, then
listening.
listen, isn't it? Yeah. Don't just jump the gun, so to speak, and give me what you know, because
Hey,
evidently I don't
want
think
you
you've
to
been there at the
explain
park
to
when all
me
this has been going
why
on.
he made it public. What's the
He
benefit?
didn't make it public. Other people are making it public. Look, let me tell you something. He was gay before he was Muslim. Or,
Yes.
you know, I wouldn't even say gay. I would say same-sex attraction before he was Muslim. He's been struggling with his identity because he's
Yeah,
a
that's no problem.
no, wait, bro,
Yeah.
don't cut me, man. Come on, man. If you really, I could just say, look, I don't want to talk about this because you're not willing to listen. Because
All
if
right,
you want to listen, then keep both your ears open and your trap shut in it, basically, yeah. With respect.
Don't say keep your trap shut, bro. Have respect.
With respect, yeah.
But don't
But
talk
look,
to me like,
what I'm saying to you is this, look, all right,
Go
man, I
on.
apologize. Look, if I've offended you, I apologize, man. I'm sorry, okay? But I'm getting a little bit annoyed here as well because I'm trying to talk, and all I'm getting is you cutting me. Do you get what I'm saying? All right. So now you understand that this is why I said what I said, but I apologize anyway. Now listen, he had same-sex attraction before he was Muslim. So it ain't exactly like it's a secret. You get me? Yeah. He was studying in university to get his theology degree. Right? And that's where he came to Islam because he thought that, you know what, I can't invest in this. He started to attend Regent's Park Mosque, and there he had issues. He said, raised the issue. He says, well, you know what, I have same-sex attraction. What about that? What does Islam say about that? It was one of his challenging questions. So the scholars there, they explain things to him that you got maktub and maqbul in Islam as well. You know what maktub and maqbul means? My question to you, brother, do you know what maktub and maqbul means? Because maktub and maqbul are talking about two types of people here. Talking about those who are asexual and those who are homosexual. And it says and the common understanding is that people who have these sort of inclinations should curb them inclinations and pursue a scholarly course. And guess what? Paul does that. What doesn't help is when miseducated, misinformed people come into the park and start accusing him of X, Y, Z when he's trying his best to live Islam. And let's face it, bro, the punishment in Islam doesn't differentiate between someone who's homosexual and someone who's fornicating blatantly. It doesn't differentiate. Because at the end of the day, he can't have a halal marriage. He can't. He knows it. Also, you know something? He doesn't advocate for gay rights. He doesn't. He doesn't advocate for gay marriages. He doesn't. In fact, he's quite staunchly against it. If you speak to the brother, you'd know this. But so many people don't want him to speak to him about this. Right? So that's the issue we have here. And he ain't never ever come to the park to talk about gay rights or being a gay Muslim. He ain't come to the park for that. All he ever does in the park is debate Christians. He looks for Christians to debate. That's all he ever does, and that's all he's ever done. Guarantee you, find me one video where he started saying, oh, today I want to talk about being gay and Muslim in the park. He doesn't do it. Not in the park. That's not him. So saying to me that he comes to the park to do this, that, and the other is totally wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong for saying that. I go to the park. I've got a channel. I film near the park. I've been going there for 4 months. I know the brother. I've done a whole series with him, 16 episodes, called The Paul Williams Show. Why do I give him that time? Because I value him for his knowledge. I ain't gonna judge him because of his same-sex attraction. I think that's a stupid thing to do. Bottom line is, we've all got skeletons in our closet, mate, and all our poo stinks the same. You know what I mean? No one's perfect here. We're all struggling. But to drag a man's personal life or his personal, whatever it is, see, the park is a public place, it's a public sphere. Yeah? But to drag his personal stuff through that sort of environment is wrong, man. It's really wrong. And you know what? What happened was, you know, he must have made a complaint to YouTube saying someone's made this video about me. I don't know what to do about it. And YouTube has said we're going to take it down on the grounds of hate speech. And they've taken it down. And you know what? I feel bad for Content Over Everything, because, you know, Content Over Everything, I know Leon, I know CJ, I know Biggerville, right? So when I speak to Leon, I mean, I had a conversation with Leon for 2 hours on the phone, just like, you know, less than a week ago, man. 2 hours on the phone. And I said to him, bro, it's sad what's happened. I agree with what you're saying, but I also agree with Paul as well. It's just one of them difficult situations where I can see both your sides. Yeah? And not just this. I said this to Leon. I said, if your channel gets 2 more strikes and gets taken down, guess what? I'm going to advocate for your channel to come back up. And guess what? If I really had it in for Content Over Everything, Content Over Everything's got a video made about me, calling me a sorcerer, a magician, calling me effeminate, calling me a Khawarij, all these other accusations. Guess what? That's defamation. That's accusation. That's, you know, and it's also hate speech. I could have his video taken down as well. Guess what? I ain't even filed for it. You know why? Because I like Leon. I think he's a good lad. I know what he's doing. I know what his game is. I can easily have that video taken down like that. But I ain't going to do that. You know why? Because I understand the struggle of content creators. Kalam will tell you this. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yes. So I think the frustration that I see it from a lot of my Muslim brothers is that, sorry, could Pentecostal just keep your mic muted, please? The issue that I see a lot of them are having is the fact that nobody would know about Paul's same-sex attraction if Brother Paul never actually mentioned it in a public sphere for it to be dragged into, you know, a worldwide type of fiasco.
Yeah, that's a fair point, Callum. You know what? The public sphere you're talking about wasn't Speaker's Corner. You know where it was? It was at Regent's Park Mosque, where the Imam of Regent's Park Mosque asked him to do a talk about it, because the Imam knew about him.
Because I know that basically, I remember Sarah brought this up.
Yeah. So look, anyone
before.
look, let me just first explain, because I've just made a point here, but I want to elaborate a little bit. I'll let you speak in a bit if you don't mind, please, Callum. Right. Look, first of all, Paul made a video. It was filmed, sorry. He didn't make a video. It was filmed when he made a speech. We did a talk at Regent's Park Mosque in the upstairs library part, where he spoke about, I'm not sure if it was Regent's Park Mosque or another masjid, but it was inside of a masjid. And I've seen the video. It's on YouTube. Yeah, where he spoke about having same-sex attraction in Islam, if as a Muslim, right? And what your struggle should be and what your focus should be. He spoke about this, and it was filmed. So if anyone searches Paul Williams, they'll find this video on YouTube. Anyone can do a bit of digging. And then what would happen? Someone turns up at Speaker's Corner and says, oh, by the way, Paul, are you gay? And Paul looks around like, huh? And then remembers, oh yeah, I did make that video at that masjid, didn't I? They must have done a bit of digging. Oh no. And then that's it. That's where it all sort of steamrolls from. A snowball becomes a tsunami. Bang, bang, bang. Done. So it doesn't take rocket science to work this out. It really doesn't. There ain't no case of Paul coming to the park saying, oh, hi guys, I'm gay. He doesn't do that. He doesn't, he's a really private person. Paul's a really private person. And to be honest with you, I don't really want to, you know, I know what Paul's like. He got really, really, you know, upset that even Ali Dawah was speaking, you know, had to defend him in the park last or a week before last. That's the video that got taken down, right? He got upset over that. He asked, you know, me and a few other brothers, can you speak to Leon from Content Over Everything and tell him not to upload that video? So I attempted to speak to Leon, but Leon weren't there. CJ was there. I said to CJ, "Where's Leo?" And he goes, "He's gone to McDonald's. When he comes back, you can ask him." But by the time he got back, I'd already left the park because I had to get going. So that was that. That was the end of that. Next thing you know, video's up. Next thing you know, one thing to the next thing. Video comes down, big dramas, and here we are today. And I really don't think Paul would appreciate me even defending him like this over here. He's like, "Hey man, my personal life, why is it still being discussed?" He really doesn't want it to be discussed. He's a very private person. So it's not like he's giving you mixed messages. Like one day he's saying, "Oh look, everybody, I'm gay." Next day saying, "Don't talk about me." He don't do that. Paul, the only reason he comes to the park is to debate Christians, and that's all he's ever done. And the only other time his sexuality has come up was when other people have brought it up. He never brings it up on his own. There's one time he brought it up, was in a very private setting, in a masjid, in context, and a video that was uploaded to YouTube. And you know what? Anyone can do the research on YouTube. You can find a video and someone talking something. You get what I'm saying? So I don't see why this is a big deal. This is something that should just be squashed, right, and put it down to experience. Another thing, I want to make a really big point of this. Guys, Speaker's Corner is a public place to discuss very public things, i.e. religion, spirituality, politics, etc., things like this. Not someone's damn personal life. You know what I'm saying? It's a very stupid thing to go personal on someone there. Very stupid.
All right, now, because I know everybody else would like to talk, I just wanted to raise a few points and then move swiftly on. Actually, I may need to ask you a question about it as well. So one of the points I'm going to raise is that basically this was made public, beyond his video that he made elsewhere. It was made very public within inside of Speaker's Corner itself, maybe last year or so. I remember Brother Sarah Garvey actually pushing up a video and actually discussing it, where in Speaker's Corner, he actually discusses he has same-sex attraction or homosexual Muslim or something along those lines. I can't quote me, I remember watching the video and seeing it in the Speaker's Corner context. So from then onwards, it came to my knowledge, I never knew about it elsewhere, but it came to my knowledge that he was actually, has same-sex attraction. So I think it's not something that is done elsewhere, but it's something that was actually pushed or stated within inside of Speaker's Corner, highlighting it as some type of example of something. So that's one thing, just to let set the ground so that everybody know that it was during the Speaker's Corner context. Outside of that, I definitely do agree with you. Something like this, his private life, definitely shouldn't be brought up in the public stratosphere for us to actually be discussing. What happens in a man's closed doors should stay in a man's closed door, whatever a man has in his closet should stay in his closet. I don't really need to know. I don't want to know. It just becomes drama and EastEnders of the park. So I'm with you, and I'm with you in terms of if this comes to the point of bullying, I'm in support of Paul as well. And I don't think that his personal life should be brought up. But again, it's not anybody else who's bringing this up, but the Muslims themselves actually like to know, because obviously this is all to do with the community. And I think they better. Hold on, before you cut me, before you keep my next muted. So the Muslim community definitely need to know about what's going on. They feel as though this topic is very sensitive. It is a sensitive topic. It is a delicate topic. But I personally think that more Muslims should become aware of this whole same-sex attraction, and if any other Muslims are struggling with homosexuality, they should get the treatment and the help that they need. I'm not saying treatment doesn't help as it is something wrong, but treatment and help as in the sense that they need the support where other people can actually give them the advice to actually combat the types of stigmas and discriminations that they might be facing amongst their social peers, and amongst their family as well. I think it's a very interesting, a very touchy topic, and I think it needs to be spoken out a bit more, because there's a lot of homosexual Muslims that are actually struggling with their homosexuality. There's a lot of homosexual people in general that are struggling, and I don't think in the year 2017 that they should be struggling with this issue at all. And I don't think it's such an issue that it should be swept underneath the carpet as well. I think the Muslim community definitely do have a right to actually question this, to better understand it, because maybe they don't actually have many Muslims coming out letting them know that they have these same-sex attraction, and they're actually struggling to not follow through with the same-sex attraction. There's a lot of us that have this, you know, we are attracted to the females if we're men, and we're attracted to men if we're women. But if we do this sin or zina, you know, it's not something looked at and frowned upon, as is with the homosexual community. So definitely we should actually speak about this a bit more. Unfortunately, Paul has become the sacrificial that has to be brought up as an example, and I'm apologizing for that, brother Paul, that your name actually has to be brought up. Another thing as well is I personally think, you know, there should be some form of conduct between brothers within inside of the park, especially from the media side and the individuals that are being filmed or being discussed as well. So I don't know if you know, brother Leon was actually spoken to by Paul prior to it being reported to YouTube. I think that, you know, that protocol should have taken place. I know you're gonna highlight what actually happened and let us know what took place, like what actually took place. You know, was there a conversation prior with Leon, who is the owner of content over everything, and brother Paul? Was there a conversation prior to say, you know, please don't actually upload this video? Otherwise, I can fully well see why brother Leon, content over everything, takes it as a malicious attack upon that communication. I don't know, I'm assuming that there was no communication. You're going to clarify for me afterwards, but the way he's speaking, that there was no communication, and after the fact as well, there was some type of gloating at the fact that the video had been removed. And you know, evidently he's got a strike on his channel. So let me know what actually took place prior. Okay, I need it short and sharp. What actually took place prior? Was there communication between Leon and Paul?
Well, first of all, yeah, look, I'm pretty sure there was communication between Leon and Paul, the specifics of which I'm not privy to, but I'm afraid I can't really elaborate any more than that, to be honest with you. That's what you'll have to speak to both of them individually and find out if they're willing to communicate with you regarding this. I'm pretty sure Leon already has, but Paul, I'm pretty sure, won't want to talk about it. Now, regarding Sarah, how did he find out about Paul? Because Paul weren't talking about it in the park. I've been watching Speakers Corner videos for years. Yours especially, tight, Mr. Titans TV. You know what I'm saying? So I know that Paul don't talk about this at the park. And the first time it was raised, you're right, when it came to my attention, was when Sarah brought it up. The question we got to ask is, how did Sarah find out? What digging did he do? Did he come across Paul Williams' video that he done in the masjid? And if he has, is that the reason why he's brought it up in the first place? Now, that aside, I'm really, really happy. You know what, Kalam, you know, we agree on a lot of things, right? I'm really happy that you have recognized that there's an issue in the park regarding Muslims and Paul, right? Not every Muslim, there's a lot of Muslims that, believe me, there's far more Muslims at the park that support Paul, yeah, for his vigilance and his struggles and his continued diligence in basically, you know, debating Christians and spreading the word of Islam and doing the dawah. He's an amazing guy like that. He's really, really, like, you know, he's there every week in, week out, right? And he's really doing what he has to do, right? So that's amazing, mashallah, right? So he's got a lot of support from the Muslims, a lot of support, including myself, right? I mean, I've got a series on my channel called The Paul Williams Show, 16 episodes, short, sweet, to the point, you know, debunking Christianity, period, right? Now, I would not have done that channel, I would not have done that show with Paul unless, you know, I thought he was a decent enough bloke. You know, I filmed amazing footage with him inside a Regent's Park Mosque. You know, a place that don't let nobody film. Got to ask, how did I get away with that, man? But anyway, that's beside the point. What I'm trying to say here is this, look, you know, with regards to people who are gay, or I don't like to call them gay, I like to call them same-sex attraction, SSA. Let's just use the letters SSA, because gay implies, you know, Raspberry brought this issue up. Gay implies that, you know, you don't, you know, you're openly gay, you're out the closet, and you don't care who knows and who doesn't know, and that basically, you know, you're advocating for gay rights. That's what gay implies, right? Guess what? Paul doesn't advocate for gay rights. He doesn't. He doesn't think there should be same-sex marriage. How amazing! This might be hard for you to get your heads around, but Paul doesn't advocate for same-sex marriage. Paul doesn't advocate for the church allowing same-sex marriages. Paul thinks that there's something dodgy going on, something very fishy going on. This is reflective of prophecies being fulfilled in the modern age, right? This is Paul, a person who's got same-sex attraction. But one thing I do agree with well, it's quite a few things I agree with, but one thing I want to highlight here, Kalam, which you said, is that there should be education on these issues, right? Because like I said in the video, that content over everything we uploaded when our brother Hamza was here. Remember Hamza, the brother from Saudi Arabia, right? After he got off that debate with Joshua, it all kind of steamrolled, and Paul became an issue with Raspect and Saracen and Hamza, and even myself at the end coming into the picture, right? And summarizing, right?
You're breaking up a little bit, my brother. You're breaking up. But before we go on, because I really wanted to just wrap it up and move on to another topic, because we're actually going on a little bit too long on this particular topic.
I'm pretty sure Paul would appreciate that, man. And Paul, if you're watching,
Yeah,
mate, this was brought up. I had no idea.
But before we actually do move on, I just wanted to show the last thing, because I know everybody is asking, and people actually want to show receipts. So let me just quickly show this real quickly, and then I'll hope to move on straight away, because I don't want to stay on this topic much longer at all. So I'm going to share my screen. Please keep your mics muted, and this is what was taking place. So right here.
Why do I do this? I'm a non-practicing gay myself, all right? Why do I do this? Because it's taken it on camera. But I'm also Muslim, and I completely accept what the Quran and the Hadith say about this. So I don't transgress that law.
How can you be Muslim
because same-sex attraction is something I can't help. It's just the way I am, yeah? But Islam, like Judaism and like the Bible, is about actions. So what's prohibited is whether it be sodomy or adultery or fornication,
so you're going against your nature because you're a religion.
Do you know, if I was a heterosexual man who really liked sleeping with young girls, I'd be going against my nature too if I had to say, no, I can't. Because there's something more important than my desires, and that is God's rights over me. And I see it as part of life's test.
Okay, so from Paul's mouth, from his own mouth, talking about his, he being a non-practicing gay or a same-sex attraction. He's got same-sex attraction to men, but he doesn't practice it because it's completely against, his moral standings in Islam and what his Lord has created. And Islam is all about actions, okay? It's all about actions. You may have the thoughts, the intentions in your head, but what you actually carry out is what you're actually being judged upon. And he is completely against homosexuality, and he fights it, and he battles to being an upstanding Muslim. And kudos to that. I don't have no fault with that. At least,
respect.
Sometimes we need to be very upfront and honest with the way we are, and hopefully this is like a testimony. I don't know if anybody goes to church, okay, but I'm about to do church right about now. Okay, we go to church, we do those testimonies, we let the community know what we're struggling with and how we're being delivered by these particular, let's say, demonic spirits. Some people like to say, we're using metaphors and euphemisms and so forth, but we go through these things where we have things that we're struggling with. And if we're able to testify about these particular problems, hopefully it will help somebody else who's going through the same thing, okay? But this person who's going through the same thing might be keeping it quiet within inside of themselves and sneaking around in the bushes and doing things behind closed doors, okay? But at least it's out in the open, and he's letting you know what he is. Other people who have those same feelings, they need to be put out in the open. I'm not saying that they literally need to be put out in the open, but they need to put themselves out in the open and get the advice and support of other people, and other people need to help them to stay on that, sirat al-mustaqim, that straight and narrow path. Are you with me, family? Are you with me? Like, we need that help and support. Like, I might have like a drinking problem, If I kept that drinking problem shush quiet, and I'm just there behind closed door just doing a film, and I now have to have some liver transplant because I'm doing nonsense, it's not good. But if I let my inner circle, my community know this is what I'm going through, this is what I'm struggling with, hopefully the community, if you are really a Muslim and if you really love Islam, you should be there to actually aid and support and help your brother what he's going through and not be judgmental upon him. What Islam says, we know what the Quran says, we know what the Hadith says, we know what the fiqh says and so forth. But let's help our brother that he doesn't actually have to transgress the limits of and laws that his creator has set. I'm trying my very best to speak out and
Kalam,
help.
Mashallah, brother. You know what you said? Well, you said the right things there, man. You ticked all the boxes for me anyway. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I will say this. Look, I will say this. Look, that video, there was a context to that video you just showed, but I'm glad that you took the right end of that video. So I won't go into too much detail regarding that. I think you represented pretty fairly. And yeah, I think you raised a very important point in that this should be something that should be educated on away from the park. You know, this should be something that should be taught within masjids so that we don't alienate anybody. Look, I'm an ex-criminal. I'm not going to tell you what I did or what I've been to court for and what happened and da 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 da. But if someone wants to dig into me, they'll find some shit. I use the SHIT word. They'll find some stuff. Big stuff that goes on in history of doing in 17, 18 years, because I ain't no spring chicken. I'm 42, right? So people will find some stuff. But look, bottom line is this: if every sinner has a future and every saint has a past, it just shows that people have an ability to come past their faults. Yeah, and Paul's doing that. I'm doing that in my own way regarding my criminal past. Right? Paul's doing that in his own way regarding his SSA. We've all got skeletons in our closet. That's the point. You've got to respect each other for that, But anyway, I think I've said too much anyway, so I'm going to go quiet and let next man speak.
All right, perfect. So let me open it up now. Any other conversations we can bring up? Let me hold tight to my Muslims for a hot second. Hold tight to my Muslims. I will get back to you, but let me go over to anybody else who would actually like to, speak what's on their mind right about now.
Yeah, Kalam, can I have a few quick words?
Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, I just want to finish off and then we can move off the Paul topic. I think there's been, between yourself and Digital, if I may say so, in a respectful manner to both of you, there's been a lot of rhetoric there about that, which is all fine. The main point is that there was a video made that Leon filmed between Ali Dawa and Respect, talking about it, and somehow Paul's homosexuality got involved in it. Then he flagged the video and called it hate speech. And that's the part that we really need to address. Not that he's a wonderful guy or not a wonderful guy. That's all cool. But is it okay to have a video flagged and taken down because Paul's feelings are hurt in the park? And even if it's his personal thing, we've seen it on the video. He talked about it himself. I'm not going there to go, hey, Paul, whatever. And in fact, I actually accept him totally for what he is. And that's the ironic part, is that Islam is teaching him that there's something wrong with him. Whereas what the science is teaching is that homosexuality is a natural act. And what he's been brainwashed into is that he's got some problem. But putting that aside, it's a case of this whole thing with hate speech, and that's actually what I wanted to talk about anyway, and we'll move on to that. But this thing of hate, Paul wrote it in the Twitter himself. This is like eggshell mentality, and we've talked about this before. If we're not allowed to say certain things, or certain videos aren't being allowed to be filmed in the park, where does this stop? Is it stopped because Paul's got a personal grudge against us? What happens if I have a personal grudge because everybody talks about God, which I don't believe in? Should we ban all those videos? When does this stop? We've got to get over this thing of, let's have rhetoric around this. Either we allow this to happen or we don't. And what special case are you making for Paul that he's allowed to flag a video for hate speech when it's two other individuals talking about it based on the religion and the fact that he's involved in it? This is not actually his business, in that sense that this is an open conversation. If he doesn't like it, lump it and leave it. And this is why are we dancing around this as if, there's something to be said here and actually we should not talk about this. That's fine. But the video was filmed. He took it down. I think he's absolutely wrong. That video should be put back up there because if he values free speech, which I actually know he doesn't because I've spoken to him personally, he wants blasphemy laws. As far as I'm concerned, some of Paul's views are more radical than some of the Muslims in the park. And so what are we doing dancing around here? We've got to bring another perspective here, and that is, either we allow these videos, otherwise it's whose view of hate speech is it? And as far as I'm concerned, hate speech should be banned. There should be no such word as hate speech. If I was Prime Minister, that would go immediately, because this is the sort of thing that starts happening, and it will not stop with this video. Something else that some Muslim or somebody else doesn't like will also be called hate speech. You see it on all the videos at the moment. There was a video there from a Muslim going, oh, this hate preacher from Canada. I mean, when does this BS stop? There we go. That's my rant.
Fire. Okay. I see. Let me move on swiftly here, because I think that's one of those ones there. Let me do this. Can I do this? This is my pseudo mic. That's it. Mic drop, man. Anyways, please, I don't want to talk about this topic no more. I think let's just dead it. Let's just dead it there. He said the last words, and I agree. Okay. Anyways, Anyways, who else is here, man? Who else is here? Talk to me, family. Talk to me.
In the
Talk to me.
building. Your
I want
boy
to hear
Phil.
you saying, Phil. Talk to me.
Yeah, man. I was just watching Jay Smith debate. I ain't gonna lie. That boy get wicked, man, with the information, man. The way he just coming at with, empirical data, primary source. It's up to you to go and debunk it. But I was just kind of impressed. I was like, man, so that's what I was on before I tuned in to your great channel. I can contribute some thoughts. I just want to say we got to get out the 7th century mindset. It's the 21st century. Everything shouldn't be death. And with that being said, in this new age, we have to learn how to coexist amongst each other's strengths and just trade amongst each other, try to overcome challenges. I wish things could be better, but in the States, we going through some crazy things too, as you can see. So we trying to stop all these rallies and hate speech. As let me piggy on the previous speaker. But if we don't find a way to do this, it's gonna be uh there for everybody. You understand? There are people, even you, Kalam, me, these people got our lives in their hands. You see what I'm saying? The way our governments run things, and it comes with great responsibility. That's just something that I'm seeing. Why is it always leaders and they little bit of tenure always leave office with gray hair? You understand what I'm saying? You got to think about it. Some go bald. 8 years, the type of stress that they go through, man, is just the magnitude of it is real. So I just want to impart that on the people.
I hear you, King. I hear you. All right. I want to go over now to Pio and then Ansir. Pio, are you there? I got my German connect. I don't think he's there. No. All right. Ansir, are you there?
Yep, I'm here, bro. Can you guys hear me?
Talk to me. Talk to me.
Yeah, I would just like to add on to what Phil just said there. That was a really good point. It just reminded me of something that Bertrand Russell said about 50 years ago. He said that the two conclusions he's come to from all his studying and would be that, one, for any intellectual matter, you should always start with the facts. Find out what the facts are and start your ideas from there. He said, in terms of being human beings, the most important thing we need to understand, we need to make this work together. We're all in this situation together on this planet, and we need to accept each other and work and find a working out solutions to the problems we all face together. What Phil said, so I just wanted to add that to that.
All right, I hear you. All right, I'm gonna open it up now, man. I'm gonna open up. If you guys have got any questions or comments, please, all you need to do is tag Titans TV, okay? Tag Titans TV and get it in down below. Hey, yo, Medicine Man, I ain't seeing you, Medicine Man. You know what? A lot of people are suffering right about now. A lot of people are in some deep coma. Say, Medicine Man, have you got the medicine for them? Talk to me.
Hello?
Kingdom. Come on, Kingdom, dull the vibe. Go.
Yo, can you hear me, yeah?
Yeah, got you.
Yeah, man, what's popping? I just come in a bit late, you know what I mean? Obviously, I just got a little bit of what you guys was talking about. I think it was about, what's that brother's name? Paul or something. Yeah, I came in a bit late to see, waiting for the discussions to heat up, waiting to get into some info and see who's that, But I decided to say peace to everyone in the panel, peace to everyone in the chat room, and I'm here, man. You know what I mean? Let's see what tonight brings.
All right, let's get it in then. Let's get it in. All right. Okay. So let's get it in, fam. Let's get it in. I'm gonna open it up. So if anybody who has anything to say, please speak away. What's this? Mayweather or McGregor? Golden Age philosopher says Times TV. If Tabari collected both weak and strong hadiths, then why did Uthman ban all the Qurans? If the Muslims preserve both weak and strong sources, then why did Uthman do the same? Okay. Okay. Hi, Kalam. While we're on the discussion of the importance of free speech and its censorship, have you heard of the paradox of tolerance? Saad, Saad always comes with these smart ones here, Most probably Rob has heard it. I haven't. Cool. All right. Open up your mics, man. Open up your mics. You open up your mics. I'm trying to just chill back right about now. I'm just trying to chill. I'm just trying to chill, baby. I'm chilling. So talk to me, family. Talk to me.
Okay, I could try and say what I think the paradox of intolerance is. Or isn't it supposed to be the paradox of tolerance? Because an intolerant viewpoint, then you are, party to that. Whereas the correct thing to do is to be tolerant of all people, tolerant as well. So you can't tolerate tolerance because you are then supporting intolerance.
Wait, repeat that again.
I'm not sure if I want to because I don't know if I got it right as well.
All right, let me read something here. Yeah, it says here, if we extend unlimited tolerance even to those who are intolerant, if we are not prepared to defend a tolerant society against the onslaught of the intolerant, then the tolerant will be destroyed and tolerance with them. Okay. If we are tolerant to intolerance, then intolerance will overpower the tolerant, and therefore intolerance will reign supreme, and tolerance will be destroyed. I get it. I get it. I got it. I got it, Breezy. I got it. I like that one. I like that one.
I'm gonna tell you, look, I think that was on a logic level, that was probably intermediate. But they basically, the little things you could probably overcome, you know what I'm saying, with practice, and the big things that you face probably in your journeys. If you can't have the willpower to overcome the big situations, you will succumb to those situations. Now, it's basically survival, fight or flight. From my perspective, I just believe that if we got to tolerate certain behaviors, for now, but I just think we got to contain it. Let's just say, and once we contain it and control certain behaviors that are not desirable to us, we can effectively keep it away from us where it will affect us as a group. You understand? Or in totality. Be my premise on that.
Keep flowing, family. Keep flowing, man. If you don't want to flow on this, we can switch it up. Okay, so I got Sari here saying, let's talk about white supremacy.
Kind of tired of that, man.
Hold on, this is P.O. P.O., talk to me, family. Talk to me. Talk to me about racism. I know this is your field of expertise. Let's go.
Yeah, am I audible? Yeah. Okay. About racism, I want to talk about racism when you're racist without knowing. Like for example, when I was a kid, I grown up in Poland, and was a communistic state, and there was pride to be a Polish man, blah blah. But I have some usage of language which was racist and without knowing. For example, if somebody have some sweets and I came to him and say, "Give me some," and he said no, then I called him a Jew. But when I was a kid, I didn't know the meaning, what Jew means. I thought the meaning was greedy. And the funny thing, when I was 13, my mother told me I'm a Jew. So I find myself on the opposite sides of the thing what I thought a Jew was. You know what I mean? I was using language and was talking about Jews. I did not really know them. I didn't know anybody. And then when I was 13, yes, my mom told me, yeah, we are Jews. And I realized it. I was 13 and was like, I don't know. I can only compare it if all of you black guys go home and you have a mirror and your bathroom, and suddenly you realize, oh, there is a plastic thing over it, and you put it up, and oh, you are white, or something like this. Then I experience what it doesn't mean to be racist and what does it mean to be treated like this. Because my behavior when I was when I was 13, I escaped from Poland with my family because of the situation in Poland, and yeah, there was like, and my mother didn't told me until 13 because of the Polish people who are racist to Jews. It's funny because in Poland there are only 3,000 Jews or something after the World War II. So nobody knows Jews. It's like I can give you another example. The only black man I know until I was 13 was from movies. There was no black man near me. And then as we escaped to Germany, I go to Hamburg, and it's a big town, and there are people from everywhere, from around the world, you know, and so you see them, and so it was after a year or two, it was normal for me, but I didn't realize it was some kind of a process. Then my nephew from Poland came to visit me, and I can remember we're sitting in a train, and two black men came and sit near us, and my nephew was afraid, was big, real big eyes, and whoa, what's this? And I realized it, and I talked to the black brothers and in English, and I said, see, this is my nephew, never saw a black man, he is afraid, he cannot sleep at night, and we laughed. Okay, but if you, my point was, the first point was that I was racist. Yeah, I was racist. Because I didn't know. It was I don't know, the whole world around me. Okay, using some language, some thoughts from, I don't know, old world. Okay. Yeah, that's the first thing. If you can say something to it, you can do, and if not, I can explain you why the white people, or what happened to the white people, why they are so, yeah, why the slavery happened, or why they had no feelings about it. But
So let me get this straight. Let me get this real quickly. So
yeah.
you're saying to me that, you know, via bloodline, you're actually a Jew, correct?
Yes, but I'm not. I'm
not practicing Jew in terms of religion,
yes,
but only
yes,
by
and I
ethnicity.
get out of the Jewish community 2 years ago because because of political things. Had nothing to do with this topic.
Okay, so you're saying to me that all this time, you know, you was, as growing up, you was using, you know, derogatory slang or words, you know, against, you know, calling other people Jews in a way that is you know, a derogatory term, not realizing you yourself are actually Jewish ethnically wise. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
So, you know, technically you know, you was institutionally, you was internalizing racism. Wow, that's powerful right there. That is actually a powerful testimony. I don't know, what you guys have to say on this, man. I know you're nodding your head on this one, so let me know what you have to say. Okay, nobody want to speak on this?
Yeah, no, sorry, Kalam. I was just nodding to people in the chat. I'm reading the chat and then, you know, interacting with people there. So sorry if you see me doing that sometimes.
Cool, no problem, no problem. All right, man. Let's switch it up, man. Let's switch it up. What you guys want to talk about, man? What you guys want to talk about? Talk to me, family. Because I'm trying to do this show real quickly. It's all like 12:30, and I'm just trying to be here for you guys.
I've got my man.
You guys got any topic?
I've got my man Phil coming down hopefully on Sunday. So anybody who wants to talk about cosmology, who wants a little bit of an education, hopefully my man Phil will be down. So feel free to come over and ask any questions about something from nothing and all these sort of things that we hear time and again. And my man Phil will do a little bit of giving some medicine, to borrow Gabs's phrase, if I may borrow that.
I want to ask this guy a question. I want to ask him how he can explain to me how homosexuality is natural.
Jeez, big boy.
Because you said it earlier when you was referring to.
No, I didn't say homosexuality is not true. Where did you get that from?
You said something about it being natural.
Correct. Yes, that's correct.
So how is it natural? Explain to me.
Just like it's natural for at least 1,500 other species of animals in the natural world, it's natural for humans as well. There's a small percentage of many animals, including humans, that have a natural tendency towards homosexuality.
According
to surprise to you, or?
Of course, it's a surprise to me. According to what?
According to science, nature. There we go, another one.
So you're saying it's natural. So what would happen if there was only males on planet Earth? What would happen?
Okay, so I've heard this sort of red herring argument. There is only, yes, it is a red herring because it's 10% or less of most of the natural populations out there. So it's not like it's even close to 50%. But to veer off on your red herring for a moment, if there were only males, then the species wouldn't survive. Fortunately, it's less than 10%, and that's the average across about 1,500 species, and it's the same with humans. So no big deal.
So the whole purpose of a man and woman being together is to create life. A man and man can't create life. How is that natural?
Because it's something that happens in nature. How difficult is that to understand?
It's not natural though.
If it happens in nature, it's natural. And if 1,500 other natural species do it, it's natural.
So what science behind it is it to say that mentally that it's a natural tendency for people to be attracted to the same sex?
There are also benefits from it.
There's benefits from it?
Yes.
Wow. What benefits?
Yes, there are people explaining this. For example, if a tribe goes to war, and you have to leave some males there to look up the females, and you don't want to have not your children or not have intercourse with them, you leave the gay people there. Yeah, I know it sounds funny,
Listen.
That's
It
crazy.
is no, it's inherent behavior as well as learned behavior. Your
Yeah,
brain can develop. Your brain can develop in that manner and such. This is
yeah,
fact.
I believe
They
that.
took women and men, right? And they let them smell fragrances, different fragrances. So the woman that liked other women, they gave them female colognes and allowed them to smell it. And men that like other men, they gave them colognes, and then vice versa. The arousal in the gay populace rised. And that's not something that you can make yourself really do like that. Like, if you smell something and get a sexual reaction without you controlling your stimulus, then you will be categorized as someone that was born with it. But there are also hold up. There's also other external factors or environmental factors that play in it. Yo, bro, I'm in mental health. I know this for a fact.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's learned behavior, but to say that someone's born like that, I don't agree with that.
That can also happen. It can be inherent as well as learned behavior.
It's not been proven.
No, it's been proven.
No, it hasn't been proven. According to who?
You have to ask them. You have to ask them. Ask them
because they don't know
they,
how they feel when they're a 1-year-old or when they come out the womb.
Yes, but when they know how they feel, if you ask them, no one of them say, I choose to do it or something. They say, I cannot feel, I'm not attracted to the opposite gender. That's all.
So that makes it natural.
It makes it natural because 10% of species who have different gender, 10% of all species have homosexuality.
We have to disagree, bro. It's unnatural.
No, you say unnatural. If you say it's unnatural, you say because you see humans and you see what this is natural. If you say in the sense of the norm, the most species of on our planet.
No, the act of sodomy.
Moment.
Just
let me. Just one sentence.
You know what? You know what it's created for? That part of your anatomy.
Please, one sentence, please. The most species living on our planet are non-sexual. So this is the norm, not the female and male is the norm of in nature.
What species is unsexual?
Bacteria. It's the species that populates the most of our planet. You can the bacteria can kill you, and they are elder than the humanity.
Listen, I'm talking about human beings now. How can you explain to me how the act of sodomy is a natural act?
I don't say the act itself is natural. I don't say
it's part of being a homosexual.
It's part of this, but it's not
a natural act.
It's not the choice of a homosexual person to do it.
It's the inherent. It's the inherent. That's what he's talking about. It's inherent, meaning that person, his or her brain developed. You could put a child in a normal atmosphere or environment, but there have been tests that shown or studies that shown there's a lot of kids that gravitate towards certain dolls. They want to wear certain types of clothing at young ages of 5 and 4. And I'm telling you, they're in natural atmosphere. They go to school.
And you don't believe that the media and the surroundings.
But look, hold up. You're looking for a total answer. It's not that simple. When you in this community or when you observe the community, you have to differentiate why, who, when, and what happened to the person on the way up during their rearing. During their rearing. Natural. So
that doesn't mean natural.
Yo, wait. If you're 3 years old and you like putting on slippers, you like wearing wigs, right? And if you 5 and 6 and 7 and still doing it, and then you growing up,
happening in that house. I believe that child's been exposed I believe that child's been exposed to something to make him that way or her that way. I don't believe a child's born like
Okay.
that.
Okay,
All right.
hold on. You might
All right,
quickly.
say that again.
Phil,
Understand this.
one second. I just want to ask a quick question. So let's just get this, because I know this is going to be a very interesting topic, especially for a certain, demographic. So I want to know, my brother, my Bremen brother, what's your name again?
Kalim al-Haq.
Hack. I love that. Okay. All right. So what you're saying that it cannot be natural and it is induced on by other human beings who are, let's say, deviant in your eyes.
Correct.
Okay. All right. I get that. And is that where did you get that the impetus for that thought?
I feel like now, especially, that we're gonna have more homosexuals than ever before because of media and children being exposed to it from a young age.
Okay.
The other day, I
So
was
do
on.
you think that
I seen a transvestite dressing up a kid in school like a girl.
so do you say that would you say that the ruling powers, so to speak, are socially engineering more homosexuals into our
100%.
community?
With
Okay.
fashion,
Okay.
with media, with music, especially in the black community. There's something called the feminization of the black male. That's something I've looked into, and I believe that exists.
Okay. And what do you think the purpose of this is?
Honestly, I don't know. Or in my eyes, it's shaitan, isn't it? It's shaitan working his wicked way.
Okay. And how about let's look at it from the perspective of the deity, Allah, God, whichever name we so choose to call. Could it not possibly be from God as well, trying to socially engineer as well? Let's just say he wants to do population control to actually decrease the number of people who are actually reproducing from a particular, particular demographic, let's say. Could that be
No,
the case as well?
impossible.
We do have incidences where God does try to wipe out a group of people using diseases, plagues, pestilence, floods, fire, etc., etc. So do you think this could be something like that going on?
No, because I don't believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would make people homosexual to cleanse a nation. It don't make sense to me.
Okay. I hear you. I hear you. There is a particular ayah in the Quran talking about there is a disease in people's heart and Allah has placed it there. Is it not true?
Yeah.
So do you think that Allah could have possibly placed this disease in people's hearts?
I believe Allah can will it. Like, nothing don't happen without the will of Allah, but I don't believe He placed it there. I believe it's from shaitan.
All right. Excellent. I like that. Thank you. That's really interesting to understand. So my brother actually thinks that it's social engineering, both by people within inside of our society who are ruling, let's say, the powers to be, the media, the government, wherever we want to place it. And obviously it all stems from shaitan, or it could be conjoined with shaitan as well from a religious perspective. So I want to know, family, okay, is it possible that these individuals are not simply naturally born with the instinct to have same-sex attraction, but are being engineered by society itself to have that same-sex attraction? That's my question. I'm going to open it up there for the community to answer.
That's a good question.
Anybody willing to answer? So we already know what Kalim al-Haq has to say. Let me just mute your mic. Let's see. Talk to me, family. Talk to me.
Yeah, I've got a really good way of getting to the bottom of this. This is something that comes up a lot with Muslims and religious people and primitive people generally, to be honest. Now, all I'd like to ask the brother here who claims that it is socially and engineered by the media and society, all I would like to ask this brother, straight face-to-face, simple question. As a straight Muslim man, be tricked or forced or socially engineered into being gay and being proud of being gay?
So, Kalimo Hack, could that possibly happen to you?
That's to me.
Kalimo Hack, are you there still, King?
I'm here. What's the question? If I can be swayed socially to become a homosexual, is that what he's asking me?
Yes.
If that's what he's asking me, no, it's impossible. Because obviously,
It's impossible. Hang on. If it's impossible, how can you claim that that's the only way it can happen?
Let me finish. The child's brain develops at a young age when they're taking in information. Me as a grown man, there's no way that someone can sway me through media.
Could it have happened to you when you were a child?
Yeah, it could have happened to me when I was a child.
Are you saying that it could have happened to you when you were a child?
Yeah, it could have.
So you saying to me that if you've been brought up by a society that encouraged being openly gay and proud of it, you would right now most likely be a gay man right now?
No, not most likely, but I'm saying it could have an effect on me, 100%.
Right. Well, let me tell you something, brother. Let me tell you something, yeah? The fact of the matter is, all experiments and understanding of all psychologists across the world on this topic at the highest level is that people are born with their sexuality. You don't know. It's in your genetic makeup.
So, there's no gene.
No, you don't.
What's the homosexual gene? Show me the homosexual gene.
Sorry,
let me explain it to you. Let me explain it to you. The way that we have understood sexuality.
The homosexual gene. What is it?
Okay, let me explain it to you. But rather than going off topic, let me explain the fact that I was trying to make to you clear with my initial question. Human beings have an innate nature to find certain people attractive. Some people are exclusively homosexual. Some people are exclusively heterosexual. Probably the majority of human beings are somewhere bisexual. Means is that if you are a homosexual man, you cannot be made to enjoy looking at men no matter how much porn or women dance in front of you naked. It won't happen because that's not in your chemistry to find that attractive, right? So you are a straight person, the same is true. Yeah, even if you're a pedophile or not, if somebody tries to encourage you to have sex with children, it's not in your chemistry to find that enjoyable, so you can't do it. If you're straight, a gay person cannot encourage you from at any age to be gay because it's not in your chemistry. And this is borne out by all the tests that have ever been done.
Grown man, or are we talking about a child here? Which one?
I just told you, it's in your nature from day. Yeah, you cannot force a child to be gay if they don't. Sooner or later, the child will realize they have been forced to do this. Straight are forced into marriages, but there's
behavior.
What did you say?
You're telling me that it can't be learning behavior?
It can be learned behavior, but the fact is that that will not override the nature. The person will have to be confused about that. Gay people get married and have children because they live in societies where it's so frowned upon they can't even admit it to themselves, like certain Muslims.
But that doesn't make it a natural act. This is my point.
I say spiritual.
Your argument is it's not a natural
act. The fact is you understand what human beings have found out about this issue. So you just reject it on the basis of whatever. But the fact is we have understood what it's about quite reasonably well.
Even before Islam, I still knew that it was an unnatural act.
Yeah, but the fact is you can claim it to be unnatural. Give me one good reason why you're so sure it's unnatural. We've given you many reasons why we can prove that it is natural.
The whole reproduction of human life.
It's not natural.
It
goes against nature. Look at animals. Look at the animals. It goes against nature.
Guys, are there other human beings who choose not to have children or are incapable of having children? Is that unnatural? How are you going to tell people they're unnatural if they don't want to have kids?
So why was if men were created to have sex with other men, why did they have sperm?
What?
Why sperm there? Why did I have sperm?
Mate, you're acting as if the only reason for human beings to do anything is because of the biological.
Bro. Let me break it down for you. It's a mental illness, dude. They think about this. If it was pedophilia, it's a way of thinking. They're attracted to children. Should you allow that? Because that's why they feel like it's not about what you think. It's about what's acceptable, what's natural and what's not natural. They should get treated for it. If that makes any sense. It's a mental
Yeah,
illness.
that doesn't make sense. But who to decide what's natural and what's not natural?
God created.
Who are you to decide what's natural and what's not natural? What? Because some geezer wrote it down 1,500 years ago.
Look at nature. It doesn't correlate with nature. That's why it doesn't sit well with some people. It doesn't sit well with some people. It doesn't correlate.
Bro, the only thing it doesn't sit well with is your religious books and ignorant mentality. I'm honestly,
nothing to do with religion.
It's nothing to do. There's bare atheists that disagree with it. It's not natural, so people don't like it.
And the fact is, give me a reason. Give me a reason why you think it's so unnatural.
Let the American brother talk.
Hello. This is how we could dispel that. Gay sculptures, things of that nature, was back in the days before you can say mass social peer pressure. Like the internet could be, the internet is an actual tool for mass social peer pressure, like around the world. When they was confined in their own atmosphere, Greeks or whoever, whatever civilization.
The Romans.
I'm saying it happened. It wasn't widespread like it is now. I understand your premise that maybe today in this day and age, yes, the behavior was much more peer pressured and controlled than it was back then. But it always had glimpses of things like that within nature. There was always glimpses. It's just now it's like an epidemic to some people.
All right, let me quickly jump.
Probably in Rome and them places, but not in Africa.
Hold on, my brother. Let me just quickly jump in. And actually, my brother has something to offer here. He says, there's a documentary called Animal Like Us. Okay, so if you guys are on YouTube, please check out the documentary Animals Like Us. And also, this will give you a better insight into this topic, hopefully. And there is a lecture by Dr. Harriet Hall. Okay, so that's Dr. Harriet Hall on gender beyond male and females, looking at the various rare occasions when the lines get blurred. And then also, for those who don't know or study the biological sciences dealing with gender and sex. Okay, so those are two things I wanted to actually bring up. Now, my brother actually did discuss that this is, some type of social engineering based on the media, etc., etc. I want to stick up for my brother. I actually want to stick up for my brother, and I actually think that you are partially right. Both actually have something that is right. It's something that's naturally inbuilt with certain people that no matter what, you're going to be attracted to who you're going to be attracted to. So I agree with that on one hand, and I also agree on the other hand that there is some type of social engineering. Some people's going to say, but no matter how much you socially engineer somebody, you will never allow them to be homosexual. I don't know about that. There's a lot of, well, maybe this is anecdotal because I don't actually know. But I'm hearing that there's a lot of men that go into prison. Okay, they go into prison, and unfortunately, see this right now is my Lindol, but it represents the soap. It represents the soap right about now, and they drop the soap, and unfortunately, they end up actually being somebody else's B word. Okay. And then they kind of become accustomed to it, okay? And then they do it to somebody else. And then they pass it on and pass it on and pass it on and pass it on and so forth. So this is anecdotal. You guys got to let me know. So I hear both sides of the argument, but I've also watched a documentary from ASAP Science, and they did something. There was a, what was it? There was a experiment that was done basically. I think they took like about 409 different homosexual men, and they checked the, they got something in common, that basically a lot of gay men have gay siblings or gay people inside of their family, and they kind of narrowed it down to somewhere on the X chromosome to a particular gene like XQ28, something like that, that there is supposedly some type of gay gene going on. And there was a further study done with epigenetics. Epigenetics is basically how your genes can be changed or morphed or mutated or altered, should I say, based upon your environment. And they stated that, you know, we all technically have this, you know, ability to be gay. It's just whether it's going to be activated via some type of chemicals or another. So I'm hearing it from both sides, where there is an effeminization going on, where black people, or even just people just in general, I'm not going to say going to his trail thinking, but people in general can be made to be homosexuals. But at the same time, you're either born homosexual or you're not homosexual. Is that right? Let me get it right. Let me get it right. Let me just say that there is a homosexual gene. There you could be straight, and then there is an ability for you to be converted to be homosexual. Those are the three things that I've personally come across and seen. So if you got any more information on that, please let me know and shut me down and tell me, Kalam, you're talking a lot of horse shit. Let me know. Phil,
So, Kalam,
Yo,
how far do we go?
yo,
Phil, go ahead. Whatever. Let me go back to my let me go to my Birmingham Connect. I'm gonna go to Phil, then I'm gonna go to medicine.
Just a quick question, Kalam. So how far do we go with this natural inclination? So if someone says I'm a woman, but they was born a man, is that a natural feeling as well? Is that someone naturally who's a woman, but really they're a man, or they're a man, but really they're a woman? Like, how far do we go with this natural talk?
I hear you. I hear you. That's going to be something else that we can discuss afterwards. Let's just stay on the topic, and then we go on to that maybe later. Phil, go ahead, King.
Yeah, well, Kalam, you know, you're actually right. You know, it's many different factors. Some could be inherent, and then you got some that went through some things like some type of abuse sexually, and then you got those that. So you know what it is? To some people, they just look like, yo, it's everywhere. But it's more so as many different types of situations going on. You understand, in their lives, it could be inherent.
Yeah, it's also in the food that we eat as well.
That traumatize them. I'm gonna tell you, on the mental ward, a lot of mental patients are pre-sexually occupied. They always think about sex, and then some of them are actually, you know, gay. So these are people that, you know, are deemed that they don't know what they're doing. But I just know one thing: they always like to have sex. Some are gay, some are straight. So you know, once we do what we do know is that if someone is pre-sexually occupied with a certain thought in their mind, it could be for the same sex, they're gonna pretty soon act on it. You understand? So what Kalam was bringing out, if it goes down to the gene that they actually identified, you gotta kind of sort of pay attention to that. You can't negate or neglect every aspect. You gotta take it all into consideration when you're in the electoral and you're in the scholarly field. That's enough. That's all I gotta say.
All right. Go ahead, King. Gabs, medicine man is